Here we go. We are live. Warm-up horn has sounded. Coaches giving their final words of wisdom to teams. On the schedule originally, there we go, girls. The schedule originally said we played Ice Cougars 1, Ice Cougars 2. Getting here to the rink this morning, they actually are playing St. Croix, Select Purple. It is a big team. They have 15 skaters and a goalie. They won last night, kind of convincingly. They won 6 rip. Draw goes to St. Croix. They're going to file it back to D. D takes it, turns, hand-hand contest, pushes. St. Croix can't get out of the zone. Steele holding just inside the blue line. That's Hanran. Rosine gets kicked up. Oh, held again. And they're going to say no. That was held, but this is the same officiating crew we saw yesterday. Here's what we know about them, and it's interesting. We have an older gentleman here closest to us, young gal doing the drop-off. Young gal makes almost no calls. Gentleman makes them all. And he is the one that got pretty persnickety at our bench last night for the coaches letting our girls know when there were offsides. He did not like that. That ended up being the kerfuffle yesterday. So we'll see if that impact. I know when the game started, he skated right over to our bench and had words with all the coaches. Now, it's very friendly, but we'll see how that plays out. Here we go. Puck drop down behind Isla. Isla nets again all weekend for us. Steele able to clear the zone. That's going to go back. Rosine on the initial push. She dials it back. That's going to allow St. Croix to take the puck, skate around behind their goalie up the half wall. St. Croix pushing quick over the blue line, cross middle ice. Claire is back. Claire back check. Ooh, right off the top post. Ring that pipe. No goal. Another quick shot on the follow. Deflected in front. Steel players getting in front. Yesterday, I know the coaches talked to the players about doing a better job about sweeping that puck out, helping Isla, not letting teams sit in front of her and have multiple shot attempts. So we'll see if that message stuck. Kirkland picks it up, gathers, comes across the middle. She's skating to that blue line. She does a 180, goes back the wrong way. Now she'll look up, tries to find Crosby, but Crosby was coming out for a line change. So that gets intercepted by St. Croix. St. Croix pushes down to the boards. It's loose, right in front. We're going to, Isla tried to cover just a little bit beyond her glove. Kick to the far corner. Kirkland pushes it up, that's out of the zone. St. Croix will retreat. They'll pick it up right at the red line. Hanran pursues. St. Croix opts to dump and chase. Kirkland picks it up behind the net. St. Croix contests in the corner. They're going to kick it back to the other side. Boy, pace of play so far in this first 3 minutes is intense. Both teams really just firing. Landon off the bench. Spandy came in hot. Fires it back down the wall. Van Allsburg picks it up. She's looking to get it out. She fires up the half board, finds Landon. Landon looks up, finds Hines. Hines tries to clear the zone, can't. St. Croix able to hold. Stambaugh picks it up. She fires. That's going to clear. Nice job. St. Croix picks it up just in between blue line, red line. Center ice. Spandy pushes, forces them back. They're going to cycle D to D. Right here in front, just a scramble for it. There you go. Van Allsburg clears the zone, kicks it out. Partial line change for St. Croix. They're going to get some fresh legs. St. Croix loses an edge, goes down. Kirkland right there. Spandy. St. Croix comes up with it though. St. Croix into the zone clean. They get an outside edge. Steel players bump into each other. Both go down in a pile. Shot over the head of the goalie. Over the far wall. Stambaugh tries to get around the blue line. Can't get around the point. Shot goes down. Deflected up by Kirkland. Hines picks it up. Hines gets it knocked off her tape, so it heads over the half wall. Battle for it right here in front. Comes across the middle. Van Allsburg needs some hustle. She gets it. She's going to push it out. It's tip. That's a tip. Gorns pushes down. She'll look to contest. Now she's going to turn and skate back on the back check. Rosine's in off the bench. Attacks. Overextends a little bit, so she's going to have to retreat now. Hanran down in the corner. 11 minutes left in this first period. Again, pace of play in this first 4 minutes has been very different than what we saw yesterday. St. Croix, maybe with that deep bench, 15 skaters, I think this pace of play, I think the trick will be how sustainable is this for a Steel team that has 2 forward lines and 2 D lines. Yesterday we saw Steel getting a little gassed in the third. We'll see how this goes. Hanneran on the draw. She's got Rosine on her right, Hines on her left. So coach is doing a little bit of shuffling, putting some D members from yesterday up on offense, switching it up. St. Croix opting to dump and chase. Crosby's there. She kicks it up over the blue line, tries to find Hanneran. Hanneran can't pull it in. Allows St. Croix to collect. Hanneran contests though, pushes it into the zone. Nice job. Not letting St. Croix get comfortable. They're going to take it, push it up the half wall. Now we're at central ice. Right on the red line, kind of battling right here in front of us. Just a little back and forth, back and forth. There we go. Boy, girls just fighting hard today. Picked up off the back wall. Swept around, up the half board, deflects right across the middle, over to the far side. Rosine chases. She'll get there first and she'll kick it up. Oh, nice job, Rosine. Does a nice outlet pass to Hanneran. Hanneran can't quite reel it in, kind of caught her in a spin. Still down to the far wall. Girls kind of bumping into each other. Nice centering pass. Oh, can't hold it at the blue line. St. Croix will dump it. Hines got a piece of it, but just enough to kind of slow it down to give St. Croix a quick shot, and they score. They went 5-hole on that one. Went outside, then came inside across the middle. Managed to find a way to get that one in. So St. Croix draws first blood. They're up 1-0 in this first period. Spandy on the draw. Stamba on her left. Horns on her right. St. Croix wins the draw. They're going to dump and chase. They drop it down. Crosby flings it over to the far corner. Goran's there to pick it up. St. Croix contesting. They pull it off her tape. Spandy's there to help out. Kicks it up to the red line. St. Croix dumps it right back down. Crosby kicks it right back out. A little bit of back and forth. Landon trying to contest. Hold it. Landon's got it now. She's into the zone clean. She's got one to beat. She's trying to find that outside edge. Just can't quite find that edge. St. Croix pushes it off her tape to the back wall. Held at the blue line by Hines. Second St. Croix attacker takes it though, picks up and runs with it. Crosby, Hines in the back check. St. Croix trying to find that outside edge. Iowa kicking it to the back wall. St. Croix tries to center off the skate of Goran's up to the wall. Point for St. Croix holds right to the tape of Landon. Spandy kicks it up. St. Croix, deep safety, picks it up on the other side of the red line. They'll skate in. They're in the zone clean. Centering pass, nice centering pass. Just kind of ping pong, so no St. Croix player can get a stick on it, thankfully. Shot attempt broken up by Johnson, kicked it to the back wall. Centering pass attempt goes all the way through. A couple Steel players didn't even realize that one had come through. Here we go. We got a little break. That's Hanneran. She got it, pushed by one, back check strong. And we're gonna get a goal. Nice, off the kick save. Rather off the kick, initial kick save. Looked like it was gonna happen, but it deflected off the very bottom of the pad and then found that inside edge of the goalpost. So Steel able to tie this one up. That is the first time this St. Croix team has been scored on in this tournament. Steel girls letting this team know we came to play. So St. Croix wins the draw. They push back. D has it, looking to cycle. They cycle up to the blue line. Steel able to hold though. Rosine holding at that blue line. She's got it across the middle. Tried to take a quick shot. Back check good by St. Croix though. They just did not allow her to get extension on that stick. Van Allsburg holds. Ooh, can't hold. Pot, she had it. Tried to cycle D to D. This one St. Croix player, just speedy though as all get out. This causing problems for a lot of Steel players. Oh, girls lose it. Beckett can't find it. It's in her boot. Ooh, careful. Wrapping around behind Isla. Down in the corner. Fire up the half wall. Here we go. Hines takes that outlet pass off the board. She's going to go. Back check is there though. They're going to knock it off her tape over to the half wall. St. Croix wraps around behind their goalie. Rosine chases it, finds it in the corner. She's there, kind of by herself. Hines waiting in front, seeing if they can find some. Becca's got to move her feet. Here we go. She's going to get there first. No, that's going to be clear offsides. We don't like the icing, but coach is taking that opportunity for a full line change of 5 girls who have been out there at this level. So this is one of those cases where the offsides call, not maybe such a bad thing in that case. Spandy on the drop, pushes it forward. St. Croix takes it, tries to dump it up. They can't. Kirkland pushes in the zone. Gorns is there, it comes out. Kirkland retreats, takes it, tries to cycle up to Stambaugh. St. Croix interrupts. They're going to push it forward. Oh, knocked off their tape by Hines. Nice job, Hines. St. Croix trying to collapse down. 6 minutes left in this first period. Steele comes across the middle. Kirkland pushes it up. That's out of the zone. That's going to be on net, so we are not going to get an icing call. Nice job. That was Kirkland just doing her job to get it out of the zone. Hines, ooh, tried to poke check and got burnt. Don't do it. Oh, girls, too many poke checks. Not moving your feet. Quick shot, deflected, up off the goalie's shoulder, hit the top crossbar. Isla doing a good job of coming out to contest that shot. Hit off her shoulder, went up and over. St. Croix cycles D to D right in the blue line. Ooh, knuckle puck, it's up, it's out. And they're going to get that in. So an unlucky bounce. Knuckle puck went up, bounced, deflected off the goalie, and then kind of just sat on her back right side. And St. Croix there to bump in that rebound. So 2-1, 5:41 left in the first. Got Hanrahan on the draw. Steele needing to get some D players out here. Crosby and Hines out. Here we go. Draws down. Hanrahan pushes it up. It's going to go all the way down. St. Croix picks it up behind the goalie. They're going to cycle around. Johnson looks to contest. Hines holds at the blue line. Centering pass down to Johnson. Can't hold it. Hanrahan takes a quick shot. Deflected by St. Croix. Sticks in front. Doesn't make it on net. St. Croix picks it up, tries to fire it up the half board. Crosby holds inside the blue line initially, but St. Croix able to push it out. That's going to go all the way down. That should be icing, and it is. That's going to come back. Rosine on her right, Goins on her left. They win the draw. They push forward. It's in front. No one able to get a stick on it, though. Goalie did not have to interact with that one. No shot. Here we go again. There you go. Hines doing a better job of realizing and moving her feet. Nice job. Slows them down, allows Steele to catch up. Back check, pulls off their tape. St. Croix grabs the loose puck, though. They're going to cycle back behind their goalie. Oh, they lose it. Gorns didn't realize it, though. So St. Croix able to collect again. Nice job, Steele fighting to hold inside that blue line. St. Croix able to dump that out. Crosby will get there first. She'll cycle over to the far side. That will deflect. We're out of the zone. Nice little bump pass by Hanrahan to Rosine. Rosine pushes in the zone. She's going to opt to dump and chase. She was in there alone with 5 St. Croix players. So good job on her part, just dumping it down. Not trying to get anything fancy and give it up right away. Back check strong by Steele. They knock it off the tape. Now we're fighting right outside, just high off the board, almost into the Steele bench. Girls just battling. That's going to be off. Oh, they're going to say they got out. Rosine contests, pushes it up. Crosby there as well. Loose down in front. Ooh, deflected. Took a weird carom off the boot of a St. Croix player. Their D able to cycle across the blue line. Hanrahan right there. Nice job. That's out of the zone. St. Croix is going to have to retreat. 3:36 left in this first. St. Croix able to gather it behind their goalie. This is a speedy St. Croix team. Oh my goodness. End to end. This one just got around all 5. Quick shot. They're going to go 5-hole and score. My gal just went end to end, no passing, just doing it all herself. So one of the things definitely our coaches have been working with on our kids, and sometimes you just need the game experience to really lock in a lesson. Defensive players just needing to move their feet a little bit quicker. So things that will come with time. This 8U level, that's just a lot of learning in these games, and that's okay. Steele doing a good job contesting. Something the coaches hammered yesterday, and that lesson seems to have resonated. Much more efficient at helping Isla in front of the net, doing a good job of getting that puck out, not letting St. Croix get comfortable. There you go, battling, just right here. There you go, Johnson picks it up, that's out of the zone, tries to chip off the half board to herself, gets caught in the ref skates. He's about 100 years old, so he's not going to get out of the way. Van Allsburg back on D, tries to pump up, finds Kirkland. Kirkland, backhand attempt to get it in the offensive zone. Ends up with a St. Croix player who pushes right back this way. Van Allsburg retreats, chases, contesting down there on the boards. Does a good job grinding the St. Croix player into the boards. Another St. Croix player comes in. They're going to try a wraparound attempt. Nothing happening. It gets kicked up to the blue line. St. Croix point. Tries to fire off the boot of Johnson. Drop down. D player takes it, cycles down. Van Allsburg chips it off their tape, back wall. Johnson tries to kick it up. St. Croix takes it, centers right down the middle. Nothing happened. Van Allsburg in the way to deflect that one. Again, helping the goalie, doing a better job. Here we go. And that's out. That is clearly out. There we go. Van Allsburg just playing croquet this morning. Not moving her feet, just swinging that big heavy stick. There we go again. Van Allsburg, you got to move your feet. She's just, there you go, out that time. Go. Oh, way too many players, I think. I think they're going to get him for too many men. So we'll see. That's going to be Van Allsburg serving the penalty. I didn't see the signal. Yep, confirmed. Coach confirming. Too many men. So that'll put Van Allsburg in the sin bin for her first penalty of this 8U season. St. Croix wins the draw. They push it down to the corner. Steele picks it up. Hannaran has it in the back corner. She's going to try to fling it all the way up. St. Croix point holds. They're going to choose to shoot down in. Quick shot deflected by Hines. Nice job. So coach is yelling at the Steele players, just clear that puck. Just get it down. Quick shot. St. Croix deflected by Hines and Isla. 38 seconds left in the period. 1:20 left in this penalty kill. And go. Steele players staying, off that post. Another quick shot. Deflected by Isla. Another quick shot. Oh, Isla just getting jammed up by St. Croix players right in the crease. So they're going to go 4-0. Oh no, they're not calling it. I didn't see what the call, they didn't make any call. If it was goalie interference or skaters in the crease. So one thing you don't get from these officials is really a lot of communication. But we'll take it. It means it's still 3-1, not 4-1. So Spandy winning that and then taking it down the other way, just burning time. St. Croix able to chip it out. Oh no, Hannaran, 3 seconds. We're going to get a breakaway here. Oh, nice save. No goal. Time had expired. Time had expired, no goal. Initial save made by Isla, able to burn the rest of that time. So that'll take us to the intermission. We're going to go mute, and we will be back in a minute. All right, here we go. Oh, in an interesting move today, same rink, same officials. Today they're making their goalies switch sides. So here we go. Steal off the draw. Kirkland, what? It's okay to ask questions. You didn't have the goalie switch yesterday. But it's a tournament. The rules need to be the same at every game.
I didn't know we were switching sides, though.
We go back the way we're supposed to. That's what we're talking about. Then you gotta adjust with the rules, okay? You're the coaches, all right?
Oh, we didn't know that until after.
I can't help if you put today wrong with that.
That's not the point.
That's the point. That's why you're complaining, because you put her in your net. That's what I'm talking about.
So we're talking about being switching from after the switch.
So Steel coaches taking umbrage at the fact that same tournament, same rink, same refs, different rules. Had the goalies switch as the girls were lining up for the face-off. So one of the Steel girls, not realizing there was a goalie switch, got excited and put it in her own net. That's unfortunate. A learning opportunity for Steel players. Centering pass by St. Croix right in front. St. Croix holding possession. Steel girls just all kinds of confused right now. just kind of locked it up. St. Croix trying to just center. They can't. That's Kirkland in there. Gorn takes it, tries to clear, ends up right on the tape of Spandy. Spandy will chip off the board to herself. She's pushing up. Johnson, nope, we're offsides. Got to get out. Kirkland's got to get out. Quick shot, wide right. St. Croix picks it up. St. Croix tries to chip off the half board to clear the zone. Hines up there looking to hold. St. Croix picks it up and goes middle though. Splits our D, and they're off to the races. Isla comes out to contest. Nice blocker save. That gives it to Hanneran. She's going to push out. Tries to look up to find Johnson. Intercepted by St. Croix. Hanneran picks it up again. This time she'll just backhand it off the board just to get it down. Give Steele a chance to get a partial line change. St. Croix weaving right through the middle. Her up. Both Hines girls looking, turning, back check. Nice job. Pushes them off to the side. No shot on net. That's out. Rosine kicks out of the zone. St. Croix is going to have to retreat and clear. They're just going to dump it and chase. Up the half wall, far side, shot from the point. Hines takes that one kind of in the stomach area. She's going to immediately retreat. I think we're going to have a penalty on Stambaugh. Yep. Arya came from behind, overskated, and took down a player right from behind. That's going to put us on the second penalty kill of the game. Stambaugh will go to the sin bin for her first penalty of the tournament. So in a tough series, one girl taking a puck to the stomach and one girl ending up in the sin bin. So here we go, 4-1, 11:45 left in this second period. 2-minute penalties in this tournament. That is interesting. At this age, typically you see a minute, minute and a half. 2 full minutes. Here we go. Penalty kill is underway. Puck. St. Croix wins the draw. They've got it down behind the net. A little sweeping clear attempt by Crosby. Doesn't make it all the way up the half board. Rosine is there. St. Croix pulls it off her tape. Kirkland there as well. Player tries to kick it up. This is a big rink for these girls. Hard to go end to end. Quick little shot deflected off the skate. Kirkland pushes it up. St. Croix able to hold at that blue line. Quick shot, goal, St. Croix. So that brings Stambaugh out of the bin. We'll meet at center ice. One more, Steele. There you go. Boy, these girls just having a hard time wrapping their head around going the other way. Johnson picks up the draw, tries to push in. St. Croix able to take it off her tape. Now we're just kind of battling in between the red and the blue line. That was Crosby. She just dumps it down far wall and pursues, finds it. Right on the doorstep. Backhand. Ooh, nice centering pass attempt. Just couldn't settle though, so we didn't get a shot attempt. Stambaugh not able to take that one down. See, that's Hines battling, just trying to slow him down. We're going to get an offsides call. loose just outside the defensive blue line. Oh, now they're going to mix it up, make him go the far side. St. Croix pushing, back check by Steele, trying to slow him down. Now we're just inside the defensive blue line. Spandy looking to collect, finds it, pushes up, can't hold by St. Croix. So they collect, they cycle D to D. At least make the attempt. Now they're going to dump it in. If that hits the back wall, that should be icing. Yep, so now we're coming back. Drop. There we go. St. Croix looking, pushes it, Becca picks it up, cycles, comes over here to the near side. No Steele player there though. Van Allsburg, deflected off the skate. Becca tried to swipe and clear, went up the half board, deflected off the skate right in front of the goalie. No harm, no foul though. Hannerin pursues, chases. St. Croix able to get in. That's going to be way offsides. So that'll come out. There we go. That's Hannerin on the draw. Looks like St. Croix is going to come up with that. Ooh, Kirkland, nice contest. She'll pick it up. There we go. We're going to drop it down. Dump and chase. Rosine just wanted that one. She was hustling. Nice job. Just couldn't quite get there. Van Allsburg has it. She's going to push up. Tried to find Hannerin. Intercepted by St. Croix. St. Croix is going to now dump and chase. They're going down. Far wall. Van Allsburg. She'll get there first. Sweep it to the outside. Up the half wall. Gets halfway up. And no Steele players. It feels like we're still in the penalty kill. That's going to get out. Nice job. Kirkland looking to get it. Comes back the other way. Steele picks it up out of the zone. Tries to kick it up. Now we're just kind of going back and forth here. Ooh, cycle. The girls are tired. Here we are, halfway through the second, kind of hitting that wall. This is similar to what we saw yesterday. Pace of play at the beginning of the game just so high. And when you're playing a team that's got 4 or 5 extra players, it's tough to maintain that level of play. You're seeing the Steele girls just really kind of slow down. Draw goes to St. Croix. They cycle back to D. D tries to push up. Taken off their tape by Spandy. Spandy's got it. She'll push in. Ooh, kind of ping-pongs around off some skates, off some sticks. Ends up down in the corner. Spandy there. Tries a centering pass. A little bit high. Stanbaugh can't get to it. St. Croix picks it up. They'll run. Held at the blue line by Hines. Stanbaugh tries to backhand it down in. St. Croix holds there just inside. Kicks down to Landon. Landon able to pick it up. St. Croix back check strong. Pulls it off her tape. Johnson pushes it into the corner. Comes back the other way. Stanbaugh will chase down in the corner. St. Croix is going to try to just push off the half wall. There you go. Held by Hines. And held. Nice job. Hines just holding. That's going to squirt out and come loose. Johnson will kick it back in. Just kind of back and forth right on the blue line here. There you go. Now we're down. Clean entry. 6:50 left in the second. Hanrahan contesting down there behind the goalie. She'll take it. Centering pass attempt doesn't make it through. Stanbaugh center waiting. Johnson there as well. Crosby needs to step up. Hammer that thing in. Nice job, Claire. Hanrahan back in that far corner. Oh, St. Croix is going to come up with this one. They're going to skate. Ooh, again, steel blue line, just getting caught with their feet, not moving. Shot, wide left. Hits that back wall, wrap around. They're going to cycle up to the blue line. Point. They're looking. Centering pass goes down. Here we go. That's Johnson. Ooh, had a breakaway, but a lucky switch off the bench, a line change, took away what looked like a potential breakaway. After the initial shot goes wide right. St. Croix picks it up. Hanrahan pulls it up off their tape inside the blue line. They'll dump it down. St. Croix defensively doing the job, staying home. They keep someone right in front of that goalie. Cycles. We're able to hold the blue line. Hines pushes it down. Tries to find Rosine. She can't get her tape on it. Hanrahan, blue line, holds, dumps down. So Steele getting a nice line change. Kirkland tries a quick shot. Lots of bodies right in front there, though. That puck does not make it through. Gets deflected over to the far wall. St. Croix picks up. Becca picks it up. She's going to push it down. They hold Becca. You got to go get it or retreat. There you go. She holds. Kirkland chases down in the corner. Cycles all the way around. Coming up the half wall. Hines is here. St. Croix. Steele is out clean. They re-enter the zone. Kirkland dumps and chases. St. Croix opts to cycle right across. Line change for us allows Johnson to contest that. Now it's loose right on the red line. Stanbaugh has it, picks it up. Oh, nice hold. Oh, she just loses an edge though, unfortunately, and goes down. Now St. Croix picks that up. They're going to backhand shot attempt, goes wide right. So a nice little push there by the Steel, able to hold it in that offensive zone for a good minute and a half. This late in the second period, tired legs, that's a win. St. Croix has it. They get pushed out of the zone. Nice job, Johnson. She's kind of taking three of them on her, take them on. Landy's got it now. She'll just dump and chase. Deflected off the back wall, hits the back of the net. St. Croix will pick it up, wrap it around. Held up here. Hines looks to shoot down. Landon, tried to turn and fire, just couldn't. Back on the half wall, up the side, Landon, outstretch, nice job, backhand centering pass attempt. Ooh, finds Johnson, she can turn on this thing. Quick shot, goal, Johnson! I believe that was Spandy to Johnson. Nice job, Steele. There's no quit in these girls. We'll take it. Steele wins the draw. They're going to push up. CC tries to dump and chase. Gets caught in the skates of a St. Croix player. So after initial quick pop-up, Hanrahan able to collect it and push back down into the zone. 3:18 left in the second. St. Croix pushes up the half board. Ooh, just Hines kind of got caught as she spun, but Steele able to take it. That's going to end up on net. Girls, you got to crash that. There we go. St. Croix picks it up. They're just going to opt to skate out. Deflected off Hanrahan's boot. They pick it right back up, but then they push. Hanrahan just no quit, forcing him back. Nice job. St. Croix takes behind their net, up off the half board to the forward waiting. Hanrahan there. And we're going to get an offsides call. Should come out right here. Another steal, winning the initial draw. They push in. St. Croix picked it up and just muscled and hustled down to that far end. Knocked off their tape by Johnson. Now it's in that near corner, far side. St. Croix fires up, held at the blue line. Blue line dumps back down. Spandy and Johnson there contesting. Battling just inside the blue line. Lots of ping pong. St. Croix comes up with it. They'll push, centering pass attempt. Ooh, tried to cover. Isla tried to cover, gets deflected up and over. Far corner. Go get that, girls. Go get. Contest. There you go. Up the half wall. Point for St. Croix will hold 1 minute. Ooh, weird kind of bouncing puck. Made it all the way through. Didn't get on net though. St. Croix come across the middle. Landy lifting the stick, forcing it further out. St. Croix dumps down. Hines there first. She'll throw it to the corner. Stambaugh there first. She tries to pick it up. St. Croix gets there. St. Croix centering pass attempt picked up by Johnson. Johnson loses her stick. St. Croix takes it, tries to shoot. Blocked by Hanneran. Now they're just trying to clear it out. Now it's Hines down behind the net. Ooh. Bad hop. It's loose. St. Croix picks it up mid-ice, fires back to the point. Point, quick shot up in the air. We saw trouble with that kind of shot last time. Nice job. That's Hanneran. Strong enough to just backhand that thing in the air and get it out of the zone. Allow for a partial line change. Hanneran's off. Crosby is on. St. Croix picks it up at mid-ice. 48 seconds left. They dump it down behind Isla. Crosby takes it, fires it up the half wall. St. Croix picks it up. They try to fire. Deflected by Hanneran. Goes down behind the net. St. Croix picks it up again. They lose it. Not sure what happened there. Yep, shot from the point, deflected, off the wall, another shot, deflected, off the, they're just like throwing it back and forth to each other. There we go. Rosine comes in, interrupts the pattern. She's gonna fire it all the way down. That should be icing. Yep, so with 16 seconds left, we're gonna come back the opposite way. Go back into that defensive zone far side. Drops. St. Croix takes possession, ends up at their point. They're going to cycle across the blue line. 10 seconds. Near point, fires down, deflected to the back wall by Kirkland. Backhand, tries to get out of the zone. 3 seconds left. 2, they're going to get time for a quick shot. That is not going to happen. We'll go dark 30, and we will be back in 1 minute. Here we go. We are back. 3 coaches dividing, conquering, splitting the team up into 3 small groups, giving some coaching in between the period break to the D, the offense, and the goalie. And in a humorous way, reminding all the girls, we are shooting on that net. So, initial draw goes to St. Croix. They're going to push down into the zone. Steele able to knock that one out. That's going to come back, though. Yep. So, we're back down here, offensive zone. Draw goes to St. Croix. They fire up to the blue line. Their point cycles down, gets caught on the half board. Now they're going to cycle across the blue line. Quick shot, deflected by Crosby. Crosby picks it up in the corner. She'll cycle behind Isla over to Stambaugh. Stambaugh will pick it up in the half wall and run with it. Looks up, tries, it's looking, I think, to find Johnson, but just hit it pretty hard. They're going to say it's tipped, so no icing. St. Croix picks it up. They're going to chip off the half board and try the same thing, just back the other way. Landon there to interrupt. Lifting the stick. It's not enough, though. Hines is there. She knocks it off their tape. She'll turn, fire it. St. Croix is going to have to retreat to collect. We got Stambaugh and Landon right there pushing. Trying to maybe take advantage of a little miscue by St. Croix. St. Croix able to fix that mistake, pick it up and go. Hines got caught flat-footed. Ooh, nice job. Offsides. Hines got caught flat-footed. They got around her, but she did a really good job of spinning and turning and getting her stick in and disrupting. Slowed down the attacker just enough that her partner got over the blue line first, and that forced an offsides call. So great recovery by Hines. Got Hanrahan on the draw. Kirkland still a little confused about where to go. Here we go. Draw goes to Steele. Rosine opts to try to fire it down. St. Croix picks that one up. They're going to dump and chase. Becca will pursue. Battling over on the board. Centering pass attempt. Makes it all the way through. Nobody able to get a stick on it. Far wall. Hines there first. Hines. Backhand up the half wall. Hanrahan chips it up. Gets by 1. Point holds for St. Croix. Rosine picks it up. Coming across the middle. Gets through 1. Gets through 2. Can't get through 3 and 4. Still manages to push it forward. Kirkland there helping as well. St. Croix picking it up. Moving into the offensive zone. That's Van Allsburg. She'll get there first. Oh, centering pass attempt by Van Allsburg in front of her own net leads to a goal. Draw goes to St. Croix. They opt to dump and chase. And Allsburg and Hines, neither one get a chance at it. Can't get it out of the zone. St. Croix tries the centering pass. It goes high. Now we're kind of ping-ponging back and forth. Hanrahan is there. Kirkland is there. St. Croix comes out of the pile with it. Shot goes wide left. Hits the back wall. Centering pass attempt. Covered by Isla. Nice job. 12:16 left in this third period. St. Croix selects 6, and then Steele 2. Draw went to St. Croix. They wrapped around. Quick little shot. Isla deflects. Goes to the far corner. Stambaugh comes up with it out of the pile. She pushes out of the zone. Gets taken off her tape by St. Croix, who will turn and fire. Rejected from the zone by Crosby. Ping pongs through a couple players, ends up down on the far wall. St. Croix will pick it up, skate behind their goalie. Spandy there to contest. That's Spandy and Johnson fighting for it on the half wall. Gorin's holding the point, looking. She's going to get some tape on it, and she'll backhand. Held the first time, can't hold the second time. St. Croix's racing, they're going to get there first. Oh, you got to get over, sweetie. There you go. Nice job, Isla. She was giving a lot of net, trying to bait that player into shooting. Close the gap at the last minute. St. Croix will fire behind the goalie up to the far corner. Steele gets their first. Stambaugh able to fire it up the half board. St. Croix can't hold, so they're going to retreat into the neutral ice. They'll dump and chase. Now they clear the zone, and we're going to get an immediate offsides call. So this is what we saw yesterday. Yesterday we started the game playing delayed offsides. Halfway through the game switched. And that caused for some confusion. We have a goalie injury. Nope. Wardrobe malfunction. Got some help from a ref to make it over to the bench. I think maybe stepped on a lace, maybe, or a pad strap came undone. So coaches on the Steel bench attending to that. Shouldn't take. All right, Isla heading back to her spot in net. Definitely looked like a strap on her, lower strap on her leg pad had come undone or broke. So coach is doing some quick work to fix that. She's back in net and the game is back on. Drop, draw, goes to Steele. Rosine looking. St. Croix pops it back. Van Allsburg there, cycles over to Hines. Hines will pick it up. She'll try to shoot it up the half wall. Point for St. Croix holds. Kirkland contesting on the back check. St. Croix able to get it across the middle. Hannaran just muscling, hustling. Gets it knocked off her tape. Kirkland is there. Centering pass attempt by Hannaran. Just doesn't make it all the way through. Nice job though. Good idea. Here we go. Becca, you got to turn around. She gets flustered. She loses an edge. Steele trying to get out of the zone. Rosine, nice job. Pokes it over the tape of the point. So that forces St. Croix. They're out of the zone. They've got it. Picked it up. Center ice. They're going to dump and chase. Van Allsburg's going to have to get there first. She's going to have to turn on the Jets. She's going to take it. This time she'll sweep it behind the net. Listening to those coaches. Not going in front this time. She'll take it. Fighting. That's Hines and Van Allsburg. Makes it through to the back wall. Kirkland will pick it up. She's contested. 3 St. Croix players right there. It's almost like we're on a penalty kill. You see the girls just kind of playing in a box formation. I think that's where the tired legs are coming in. They're not contesting those shots. Kind of sitting tight, playing like a zone defense almost. Here we go. We've got it. Center ice. That's Hannaran. She loses it. Comes off her tape. Pushes in. Van Allsburg will take it. No, there you go. That's out of the zone. St. Croix trying to backhand it right back in. Kirkland pushes it back and forth. Right in front of the Steel bench. Hannaran knocks it. Now we're out. They're able to exit the zone. Hannaran skating. St. Croix able to push it in. 8:52 left in the third. Rosine has it. She get it out? Yep. She gets it up to Stambaugh. Stambaugh gets it out. St. Croix pulls it off her tape and pushes right back in. Hines backhand attempt. Ooh, initial save. Squirts through though. There we go. There we go. Spandy, turn around, skate. There you go. Spandy, turn around, skate. There you go, Hanneran got out of the zone, Spandy had it. St. Croix cycling, they're going to turn, and we're going to get another penalty. That'll put Standby in the bin for the second time today. So Waconia will go on their third penalty kill of the game. Here we go, draw goes to steal, they try to push up, doesn't make it out of the zone. St. Croix will pick it up at the blue line, dump it down, wide left of the goal. Hines will pick it up behind the goal. Coaches yelling, telling the girls, hey, we're on the penalty kill. Get that puck out of the zone, clear it as many times as you can. Like we said earlier, this is just a big sheet of ice for these 8 and 9-year-old girls. Okay, careful, dangerous. Got it right in front. Get it out of there, girls. Gets up to the blue line, held up in the air. Ooh, I don't think Isla saw that one coming. Ended up being in the right place. Nice save. Centering pass attempt, makes it all the way through. Another save and a cover. Nice job, Isla. We're going to get a face-off to the goalie's left. Puck is down. Draw goes to steal. They push up. Nice job. They're out of the zone. 1:12 left in the penalty kill. So Steele playing with 5 for the first 5 seconds there. Refs letting it go. They were yelling at Izzy. I think he knew that they were making the effort. Hanneran has it, burning time, nice job just holding possession, getting into the zone. Maybe a little offsides there. Centering pass, ooh, tried to find Rosine, just couldn't quite find her, a little behind her. But again, just burning a good 35 seconds of this penalty kill in their zone. We're back the other way, right here on the blue line. Rosine, kick it down, kick it down. Let's get it down there, nice job. St. Croix able to catch that one. They're going to dump and chase. 16 seconds left. Hines tries to get it out, loses an edge. So St. Croix able to hold. Crosby knocks it to the far corner. She'll swipe up and find Rosine. Rosine takes a big swat at it but misses. That allows St. Croix to hold. They've got it right in the middle. Waconia back at full strength, but a shot, ooh, deflected by Hines. Standby out. Standby came off, thought she immediately was back in the penalty box. She looked at that ref. We got a St. Croix player down. Quick shot, wide left, goes a little bit behind. There you go, nice back check by Hines. Again, got spun, but had really good ice awareness. Did a little spin herself, was able to backhand that off the tape of the St. Croix attacker, preventing that breakaway. So after a push back the other way, now St. Croix is coming back. Knocked off their tape again by Hines. Kirkland off the bench, who's on. Spandy's out, Crosby's out. Hanneran coming off, Johnson heading on. 5 minutes left in the third period, still 6-2. Shot from the point, wide right. Right for us, rather, wide left, actually. That'll go to the backboard, get pushed up, held at the blue line by St. Croix point. They'll dump down, Kirkland will take it, she'll fire up, tries to find somebody at the blue line. And that's out. Nice job, Johnson. St. Croix backhand attempt, gets it back in the zone. Kirkland tries to swipe at it, misses. Now St. Croix contests. Johnson able to push that one. This late in the game, though, you could just see that's where first and second period, Johnson has no problem getting to that puck first. They are just running out of gas. Spandy there, though, to help. They'll take a quick shot. Goes wide, right. On the back wall, St. Croix will pick it up. St. Croix will fire off the half wall. That's going to go all the way down our zone. Not going to be enough for icing. We do get it out of the zone. Landon will pick it up right in front of the steel bench. St. Croix able to knock it back, though. Van Allsburg pushes. Can't clear the zone. It's out in front. Ooh, Hines, dangerous, dangerous. Get it out of there. Cover. Nice job, Isla. Steele will immediately push back. St. Croix able to hold at the blue line. They're going to cycle across that blue line, try to chip it off the half board. Down, Kirkland finds it. Comes across the middle in a dangerous centering attempt. Gets all the way to the far side. St. Croix able to push back towards the goal. Kirkland takes it, pushes back to the boards. St. Croix dumps it back down behind the net. Kirkland is there to contest. Hines right there as well. Go, go, go. Here we go. Hanrahan's got it. She gets by one, looking for that outside edge. Quick shot, goal, Hanrahan. Nice job. I'll let you look at that one again. Johnson on the draw, goes to St. Croix. They push forward. Crosby able to knock him back momentarily. That's out of the zone. St. Croix is going to have to retreat. They do. They clear. They're going to dump and chase. Stambaugh collects it, pushes it out, hits the referee's boot, gets dumped down. Landon has it. She'll turn, eyes pass, finds Johnson. Johnson deflects it up into the offensive zone. She's going to look to chase. St. Croix comes up with it, and they come out hot, skating around their goalie, pushing right up the ice. Gorns and Crosby look back. Crosby back skating nice. Quick shot. Oh, no. Goal. Definitely a case of goalie got screened. Never saw that one come until it was too late. So getting a quick one and then giving up a quick one. St. Croix wins the draw. They cycle around, come back, backhand shot attempt, wide left. Another centering pass attempt gets deflected high, just inside the blue line. St. Croix will dump it down. 2 minutes left in this game. Ooh, big swat attempt by Johnson. She misplays it. St. Croix able to dump it down. Crosby pushes over the board. It's up the half wall. Landon will pick it up just outside the blue line. She'll go. Just couldn't get by that last defender. Otherwise, she had a nice clean breakaway. Now they're out. Steele clears. Nope, now they got to get out again. St. Croix will pick it up. Nice job. That was Crosby clearing it. St. Croix is out. Kirkland's off the bench. Crosby again, keeping out of the zone. Coaches yelling for line changes. 1:14 left in the game. Hines kicks it up the half wall to Rosine. Rosine can't quite corral it in. Now they're battling for it. Kirkland has it. Hanrahan has it. She's going. She's got by one. Let's see if she can get that outside edge. They can't. They force her to the wall, so she'll dump and chase with 50 seconds left in the game. 7-3, St. Croix over the Steele. They're coming back. Ooh, Hayred didn't realize it. She got spun. Becca, quick shot. Ooh, that's that weak side. Draw goes to steal. They try to push it forward. Ends up getting kicked back. St. Croix will take it. They'll dump it down. 30 seconds left. Up the half wall by steal. That's Johnson. Johnson's got it. That's going to get out of the zone. St. Croix back check. Up to Spandy. Spandy's got it. Oh, nope. Nice little back check by St. Croix. Still late in this game. Hustling. Benefits of that deep bench. 13 seconds left. They're going to take it. They're going to go. Just for morale's sake, let's not give one up here with 5 seconds left. Yep, nope, kick to the wall, nice job. No shot attempt incoming. So, tough loss, 8-3. So that puts us at a tie and a loss. So 1 point in pool play going into our third game tonight against the Ice Cougars, who lost to this St. Croix team 6-0. So we'll see if that means anything, or if it'll just be, who knows. We'll see it back here at 3:30.